500 42 42. Time now for the Chump line.
Hey, Howie, don't despair about tomorrow, because as long as we have a constitution, freedom of speech, and a press that seeks out the truth, we're going to be all right.
See, that guy's not a gloomy Gus. He knows what we've got on our side. Not.
If the country ever needed a four-leaf clover, it's going to be when the socialists take over. It's a real sin how they got in. Now their goal is to rule us like a cattle drover.
That's Limerick guy. He also said that Trump's last line was kind of predictable. The best is yet to come. But, you know, again, you have to accentuate the positive at some points in your life, even if that's not how you feel. He's leaving tomorrow around 8 o'clock, and there's pictures in the Palm Beach paper today and on the local newscasts of a moving van, maybe more than one, arriving at Mar-a-Lago with all of his personal belongings and Melania's and Barron's. So he's moving back in, and they're going to keep the roads closed for the next few days. South Ocean Boulevard, where Mar-a-Lago is, and just like he's still the president, I guess, while he's getting settled in, there are these big signs up all over town saying South Ocean Boulevard and South County Road will be closed for the next, I don't know, through the 25th, maybe. So anyway, it's for a while.
Copy.
The Chump line is brought to you by Matthews Brothers, America's oldest window manufacturer, reminding everyone who purchased one of our wicked awesome windows or doors in 2020 to make sure you take advantage of your tax credit when you file this year, proving once again that windows are a much better investment than toilet paper.
Lovey, did you hear that Charlotte and Gengis Carr bragging about his first pitch at Haddock Stadium? The only way that noodle arm bridge player got a strike was if he rolled it. So let's not get silly here.
Yeah, I think the Sea Dogs won that night. The score was Mets farm team 3, Sea Dogs 4. You know, that's the way he announced the scores during the 2004 campaign. He would announce, "Oh, we've got a score in on the match. Detroit Lions, or is it Tigers, 3. Red Stockings, Carmine Hose, 5.
If I have to go to a re-education camp, can I get a student loan to cover that?
There's going to be a moratorium on student loans. How does the moratorium on rent, how's that working out for landlords? This will work out just about as well. Kathy says, well, Howie, after tomorrow, I'll be reverting back to living under a shell as I did for 8 years of the Barry regime. I was very well read, and HGTV kept me very busy. I will miss you and Rush, but I'm checking out of politics for the foreseeable future. Don't do that, Kathy. Keep listening. Keep listening. We will keep you informed and amused. That's my promise.
I just found out that all that security in D.C. is because the intelligent community found out that Corn Pop was going to be in town.
Yeah, does anyone think there's really going to be any trouble? I mean, this is a message not to the rioters who probably don't really exist, but to the American people, that this is what it's all about. And did you see they're putting down 200,000 flags in where he's going to be delivering his address, so-called, for the people who can't make it? And I'm going to make a prediction that this inauguration is going to be a lot more peaceful than the one in 2017, where the beautiful people were protesting and burning limousines and screaming and yelling and running amok and tossing Molotov cocktails. But I'm going to guess that even though there's not going to be any violence, there's going to be more people prosecuted out of tomorrow's demonstrations, whatever happens, than were prosecuted 4 years ago during the riots that occurred. Because the people being rioting 4 years ago were members of protected classes. They were Democrats.
Starting tomorrow, there will certainly be change. You better keep it, because pretty soon, change will be all that is left in your pockets.
I tend to agree. Someone texted me yesterday, wait till they come for your 401k. There won't be much in it by the time they come for my 401k. I think I've learned to stay ahead of them on that matter over the years.
Joe Biden is going to kick off his inauguration with a COVID-19 remembrance. That is, if he remembers to attend.
He may be reading his favorite Irish novelist, Jane Joyce.
Is Nancy Pelosi's dress going to be in the Smithsonian?
We ought to play that cut with her. She and Hillary Clinton did a podcast, and Hillary Clinton is just totally out of control here. Cut 7.
Historically, we will find out who he's beholden to, who pulls his strings. I would love to see his phone records to see whether he was talking to Putin the day that the insurgents invaded our capital.
Think about that. Talk about projection. She paid for the dodgy dossier. She paid for that falsehood that was promoted for 4 years. She made it up, or her minions, her hirelings, concocted it. And now she's still trying to blame Trump for the false, malicious allegations in that document that she commissioned herself. And she has no sense of self-awareness, or maybe she does she not understand or not care that even low info voters know who paid for the dodgy dossier, or a lot of them do anyway. And she's still promoting it. Talk about the big lie.
Joe Biden says he agrees with Hillary Clinton that we need a 7-Eleven type commission to study January 6th.
Yeah. Let's play that cut as long as you get it, 9/11, 7/11.
Do you think we need a 9/11 type commission to investigate and report everything that they can pull together and explain what happened?
I think we need one on Russian collusion hoax, starting with how did you set up the double cutouts, first through the Democrat National Committee and then through Perkins Coie, triple cutout, I guess, and then to Fusion GPS, and then to that fool Brett Christopher Steele and his drinking buddy, the Russian who was just making stuff up as he was half in the bag. And then it was promoted on CNN as the gospel truth.
Looks like all those naysayers about fences and walls have had a change of heart down at the Capitol.
Yeah, walls don't work, except in D.C. apparently.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Democrats being in there. I mean, they've always done a good job. I mean, just ask them.
Oh boy, this is again. I would. People like Kathy says she's not going to watch news on TV. I'm all in favor of that, but just don't give up talk radio. You gotta stay up with current events to a certain degree. Plus, I think I sincerely believe we have a very entertaining show.
Howie, Joe Biden calling. Come on, man. Of course I want Rachel Levine in my cabinet. The fact is, I have this sneaking suspicion that Kamala Harris might try to put me in a nursing home. Well, the joke's on her. Rachel Levine specializes in sneaking people out of nursing homes. I mean it.
That is true. I hope she's asked at her confirmation hearings how she decided to remove her mother from the nursing home when other residents of the Keystone State did not have that option when dealing with their elderly, at-risk parents.
That was your last Chump line message. Thank you for calling Howie Carr. You chump.
860 says, how soon will Pelosi get her plane back? And he says by 12:30. That's his prediction tomorrow. That was one thing I forgot to put in my column today or yesterday. You know, thank you for taking away Nancy Pelosi's plane. That meant a lot to all of us, deplorables and bitter clingers and credulous boomer rubes and irredeemables, et cetera, et cetera. That was it for the Chump line today. The Chump line is the recorded voicemail message service of the Howie Carr Show. You can call and leave a message any time between the hours of 1 and 4 p.m. The Chump line number is 844-500-4242, 844-500-4242. Press 2 for the Chump line. Leave your message. We may or may not play it at this time each weekday. If you didn't hear your message or you just like to hear Chump line messages, we post a second Chump line online, chopped chumps, the messages that didn't make the on-air version, at around 7 o'clock every evening. Get your Chopped Chumps podcast wherever you get your other Howie Carr Show podcasts. The Chump line is brought to you by Matthews Brothers, America's oldest window manufacturer, reminding everyone who purchased any of our wicked, awesome windows or doors in 2020 to make sure you take advantage of your tax credit when you file this year, proving once again that windows are a much better investment than toilet paper.
Joe Biden says he agrees with Hillary Clinton that we need a 7-Eleven type commission to study January 6th.
Yeah. January 6th, a day which will live in infamy. He remembers President Roosevelt delivering that address on national TV back in 1861. I'm Howie Carr.
He's suave, he's debonair, he's Howie Carr.
Take it.